Thank you very much, and we certainly are. We're also going to be speaking about a very important message, because early on you chatted about Movember and the fact that it starts on the very 1st of November throughout the month. So I'm going to be bringing another aspect of that in. Let's start from the beginning. In 1986, it was Thulani Sibisi who beat a class field to win the Two Oceans Marathon. He went on to be an important force behind the scenes in athletics, managing the distance running teams at the 92 and 2004 Olympics. He was one of those behind the formation of the Soweto Marathon, which will make its return on Sunday. Here's the important bit. He's also a prostate cancer survivor. Welcome to Morning Live, Thulani.
Morning, Velen.
Have I got this right? This is going to be your first big race back on the road.
I would say big, yes, but Soweto Marathon, always we regard it as a very big race, because I don't believe there is any marathon bigger than Soweto Marathon in Africa.
And I think you're a little bit biased because you're also behind the formation of the race. It's quite good to have it back this year.
Soweto Marathon is very important to us. It touches our hearts. It brings all our people together as a rainbow nation. And it's the only race where you get the two Nobel Peace winners, in the same street, Vilakazi, and very, very important people. Our own former president, Nelson Mandela, and the very popular Bishop Desmond Tutu. And those people play a very critical role to get this country where it is. And we appreciate for South Africa. And that marathon embraced everything in South Africa to bring our own people together as a rainbow nation and market South Africa as a whole.
The fact that you're going to be partaking in the event, which makes its return, and it's going to make a massive return with over 21,000 people taking to the streets on Sunday in the 10, the half, as well as in the 42.2 kilometer race. It's important for you because you're going to be spreading a message. Tell us what that is.
My message, we have got prostate cancer which could not be detected because we haven't got the knowledge of teaching people how to detect that. And I am a survivor of that. And I'm coming from the third stage. I've done a very, severe surgery. And I got very good support from people I never expect I will ever meet again, which are not, staying in South Africa, but they are former South African. Johnny Happelstad, who left South Africa about 30 years ago, and Bob Delamite. And fortunately, Bob will be running with me at Soweto Marathon to spread that message of prostate cancer and detect cancer, because we have to test prostate through blood test for us to detect it. And that's very, very important. And men don't want to talk about it.
No.
They are very secretive about it. And it's not good, because my father died because of the prostate cancer. I only know now that's after 5 years death, because somebody as a friend spoke about it, and it hurt me so much, understand? And I think it's very important for now to start this campaign and go out there and tell people that prostate cancer is a killer, because most of these people, I doubt very much your crew, know how dangerous prostate cancer is as men, just right here in SABC.
And I also think what's very important is the fact that you've lived your entire life as a healthy, active person. You ran, you won the Two Oceans Marathon, you've been involved in athletics for many, many years. So I'm sure when all of a sudden somebody said that you've got potentially life-ending disease, you were like, but how can this be? I've lived my entire life healthy.
If I wasn't running, I doubt very much I would be still alive. Also, food plays a very vital role, and the drinking also plays a very vital role. But what has helped me, it's true what you are saying, it's my running get me going, because even now I am running, and I couldn't run. I was almost on the wheelchair. I just survived, and I almost giving up. But because my body was built enough to be able to resist it, and I survived, and I encourage the young ones to go out there and train, because training plays a very vital role in making sure that your body absorb enough oxygen for you to be able to cope up with any disease that you have got in in your body.
We've got some pictures on the screen now of the 1986 race. If you have to look at your journey with prostate cancer and that victory at the Two Oceans Marathon, which one would you say is more important to you?
That race was very important to me because I got support from people I never thought I would get support from. After I was being arrested in several occasions, I've actually have got a world record of being of arrest in South Africa for the Dom Pass as a runner. But I would say white brothers who supported me. I'm talking about Bobby, Johnny, Mr. Rupert, Two Ocean, and I've achieved those. But to me, both of them, it's very difficult to say which one, because the very same people that helped me in winning Two Ocean, together with the friends and all that. And they are helping me now to survive also when I'm about to think that I was dying. And I wouldn't like to say this one is better than the other, but both are very important because they changed my life. And I'm alive and strong as I am because of both achievements.
Thulani, I've got a very special guest in Cape Town. I want you to look there. I think you're going to be running with him on Sunday.
Oh, Bobby, yeah. What a surprise. That's my brother anyway, and I call him my brother because that's the man who helped me when I was almost to quit the athletics. And he wrote an article in Star which stopped the arrest in South Africa in 1985. And thank you very much, Bob.
It's the least I could do.
All right, let me just tell you a little bit about Bob de la Motte. Thank you so much for joining us from our Seapoint studio. So Bob de la Motte has written a book called Runaway Comrade. It's a memoir, and Bob is best remembered for his epic duels in the 80s with 9 times Comrades winner Bruce Fordyce. And he ended second to the legend in 1986, but in that race, both of them ran within the record. De la Motte has written Runaway Comrade against the backdrop of South Africa in the politically charged 80s, which is something that Thulani Sibisi has already mentioned. And he's written it in honor of the race and also for some of his less fortunate fellow South African runners. Bob, thank you for joining us on Morning Live, and it's good to have you with us. Just explain to us why you wrote this book and why it's important to you.
Well, I can only quote, well, firstly, thank you very much for having me on your show. And what an honour it is to be alongside Thulani Sibisi, who can teach all of us many lessons in life. I guess right in the book, when we've had experiences in life that are quite profound, I think it's wonderful to share them. And I guess the objective of the book was to record some of the amazing experiences I have had in life, including my association with champions like Thulani Sibisi. It was also a critical phase in South Africa, the late 70s and through the 80s and the apartheid years, when black runners achieved extraordinary feats despite the apartheid regime. And I think the book actually meshes the two. So it's a story, and hopefully many people read it.
It's also important that people do go out and actually read it. Why is that?
Well, I guess the first Minister of Justice in the New Republic said, unless you record the story, the propaganda prevails. So I think after I record a story that is objective and factual and actually acknowledges a few of the people I have met.
And I believe that some of the proceeds that you'll be making from the book, if you guys do sell enough copies, you actually want to create a trust and help to support some of these runners that have largely been forgotten.
Yes. Well, look, I must reinforce that the primary objective is to tell the story. If we can make a couple of rand out of it, that'll be an added bonus. But as any publisher will confirm, publishing is a seriously hard business, and if we can make a few rand out of it, that money will be recycled into some very, very deserving athletes. We've lost many of them, such as Vincent Gabashane Rakabele, Thompson Magawana. I mean, a fellow like Josiah Chale, who got 9 Comrades gold medals, 1 Two Oceans, 1 Corky, 1 JSE. You know, he's ignored. He's anonymous. He's just living in Tembisa, working as a driver, but he actually put races like that on the map. So yeah, I'd like to see a bit more recognition for those extraordinary pioneers in those tough years.
All right. Bob, I know you're back in South Africa for quite a while now to just do a little bit of publicity around the book. I think that it's a fantastic initiative and also one that I couldn't agree with more. Unless we tell the stories of these champions, we won't know just how significant their feats were. To Bob Delamotte in Cape Town, to Thulani Sibisi, who joined us here in our Auckland Park studio, thank you very much to each of you. And good luck for the Soweto Marathon. You guys will be running alongside one another.
Thank you very much. And we'll make it a better race this year. And we hope Soweto Marathon will grow strength to strength from now going onwards.
All right, so 2 significant themes are coming through there. One about this extraordinary book, Runaway Comrade by Bob Delamotte, as well as what will be a glorious return of the Soweto Marathon on a Sunday.